News and programming is sponsored by Desert View Hospital, providing emergency medical care around the clock at 360 South Lola Lane. Learn more at desertviewhospital.com. Physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 46 is also brought to you by Humana, serving the community. Please stop in at 1397 South Loop Road on the corner of Loop and Highway 160.
Tonight on News 46, Tonopah ambulance services are going strong.
And deputies arrest a trio at Home Depot. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Eunette Gentry. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
County commissioners get an update while in Tonopah. It's Tuesday, April 3rd. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
The Board of County Commissioners received an update from the Nye County Emergency Services Director Vance Payne regarding the Tonopah ambulance service.
In the backup, as you saw, we continue to give you a little bit of an estimate of where we are. We're still closing out financials for the month of March. We ended our efforts in Tonopah on April 1st from my office. I'm happy to report that through sheer tenacity, the volunteer responders in Tonopah have significantly improved their responses and their coverage on the calendar. The class that's in place right now, they're still going strong. They got about a dozen members that are in training right now. We've picked up a handful of drivers, so the overall picture is a lot better. And again, hats off to the crews, the volunteers in Tonopah, as with all the services, but they've really done a good job. The new ambulance has been in service, and it showed great results on the very first day it was put in service during one of the big snowfalls. The automatic chains and the four-wheel drive became immediately popular with the crews. So they got such long transports and over Montgomery Pass over to Bishop, California, so big improvements. On a side note on the ambulances, financing has really helped us move along, and we have crews flying up to Chehalis, Washington on Monday to take delivery on the next 2 units, and they should be back home by the following Friday.
Chehalis.
Chehalis.
Sorry, Vance, it's Chehalis, Washington.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So across the board, we're still, I'm tentatively hopeful. All our people are working themselves right into the ground, but there is some hope on the horizon, so it's not all doom and gloom. We did something a little unusual, and I want to thank the sheriff for her personnel. The deputies in Tonopah have on several occasions now assisted our crews in driving a rig out to the airport when we were short on personnel. They were literally lifesavers. So thank you very much to the Sheriff's Department.
And the commissioners are also looking into the possibility of using part of the Nye County training facility on Mesquite Avenue as a public shooting range.
Expanding use of the shooting range for public use.
Mr. Chairman, this is something I've requested. I was asked by a few people over the last few months, what are we doing? Why don't we have a shooter site? And let me give you a little history. We still are waiting on our RMP. It's been 19 years, but we're told now that they're supposed to do them every 10 years, but we're told that they should be finished with this year with it. We believe we will have Bell Vista site, but we were looking into, and I spoke with the sheriff and Public Works and Vance Payne, and Darrell, who all gave me history on the site that we currently have up there that the sheriff uses. What I'm going to ask for is I'll make a motion to see if the board will go forward with this. We would need to know what it's going to cost to construct another site or another shooter site for the general public, and we have two choices. One is about 10 acres up on Mesquite, or we wait for Bella Vista. That property would be taken from BLM into the town of Pahrump or the county's hands. So what I'd like to do is make a motion to direct staff to bring back cost to build and operate a site, and look at the Mesquite site for a public range separate from the sheriff's training range, and then consider also the Bella Vista site, so that we know fully what it would cost to man to operate and everything else. So that's my motion.
Since you're directing staff, I'm not sure that needs a motion, but since you made it a motion, I'll second it.
Okay.
I'd just like to identify that I have identified with planning another site above the BLM gravel pits.
Right.
And I'm still waiting to hear back from BLM if they could consider that as a future site. And that one would be financed by privately.
So maybe we can include
that into the, yeah, so to amend it would be to include Butch's site into that calculations.
I'll amend my second.
And the BLM has, or planning has that information where the site is.
Right.
Yep, so we're going to ask for planning, public works, the sheriff's office, everybody to get involved in this.
All right, this time we'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
And 3 people who police say may have a habit of criminal activity have been arrested. Evangeline Castro, Rovalindo Martin, and Juan Mariano have all been arrested for obstructing a public officer, attempted burglary, conspiracy grand larceny, and conspiracy burglary at Home Depot here in Pahrump. According to the declaration of arrest, deputies were dispatched to Home Depot on Highway 160 in reference to 3 individuals allegedly attempting to return items with a receipt they had obtained from a purchase that was conducted a short time before security detained them. The individuals were identified as Evangeline Castro, Rovalindo Martin, and Juan Mariano. Police say that Martin had purchased a miter saw and a portable torch, paying with cash in the self-checkout line. They say that Martin then transported the items to his vehicle located outside the store within the parking lot. The report says that then Mariano left the store, walking to the vehicle and obtaining a receipt for the purchased items from Martin. Mariano then went back into the store and met with Castro, who was waiting with a shopping cart filled with the same items that Martin had purchased. Castro and Mariano allegedly attempted to exit the store with the items, displaying a receipt claiming to have purchased the items within the shopping cart and wanting to leave the store with those items. When deputies made contact with Castro, they say that she began resisting and refusing to comply. Evangeline Castro, Rovalinda Martin, and Juan Mariano were placed into custody and then transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. During an inventory search of the suspect's property, they say Castro's purse had multiple receipts that were obtained from multiple Home Depot locations located in Henderson and Las Vegas, Nevada, showing the individuals had purchased merchandise in the past and returned items also.
And don't grab that remote. We'll have the latest news on the shooting at YouTube's headquarters in California and your court report right after this break.